What's up guys, Katie Cat here, and I have a flippin' sweet nail art tutorial for you guys today. I wanted to preface this video by saying I am not a nail art technician, nor am I an artist by any stretch of the imagination, but I do this for fun because I really enjoy it and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you end up doing the nail art, I'd love to see it. Send it to my Twitter, I'll look it up, maybe post it in my next video. And if you have any suggestions for themes for another nail art tutorial, leave them in the comments below. Alright, let's get to it. As you can see, I used a lot of nail colors for this project. I'm going to leave a detailed list in the description below so you can follow along if you choose. I actually only had to buy brown for this project, which was really hard to find. I also used some decorative nail studs, a fine brush for the detail work, some sponges, and a dauber. Now, the most important step is to set the ambiance for this project. You gotta make sure you're really in the mood. So, now that that's done, we can get started. The first thing to do, base colors. I chose to go in the order of Death Star, Vader, Chewie, C-3PO, and R2-D2. You can switch up that order however you like, but that's what I'm going with in this video, so that's why my thumb and my pointer finger are black. Middle finger is going to be brown, then yellow, then white. Like I said, I am not an artist, so I went for a really minimalist approach to what I'm doing. It's really easy for beginners to intermediate, but you can still tell who the characters are. They have some pretty distinctive features to them, so anybody who's cool enough will be able to recognize who they are. Some of the colors I'm using do require a second coat, and that's fine. You can feel free to change the yellow gold to a regular gold for C-3PO, or change it up and make it whatever you want. This is for fun, so just make it your own and make it lots of fun. But here we go with coat number 2. Next, I'm going to take those bits of sponge I cut off, just a regular dish sponge, and a pair of tweezers, and I'm going to paint some of the sponge white. Now, I come in a bit heavy-handed here, and I put in a few too many stars. Definitely use less paint than I did, so I flip it over and I use a clean side of the sponge to spread out, because that's going to be the galaxy behind the Death Star. So this is a gigantic galaxy, but whatever. Everybody makes mistakes. So less white paint, but paint one side of the sponge and then just daub it on there until it looks the way you want it to look. I also went in with some glow in the dark. You can't see it, it doesn't really show up in this film, but it looks really cool at night, and it's just an extra touch of fun to add behind the Death Star to make it look more like a galaxy. Next, we're gonna go in and do our details for Darth Vader. I chose a really light gray by Julep, and I'm going to go in and start with the 4 stripes at the bottom, starting in the middle and working my way out just so they're even and they're evenly spaced and they look nice. After that, I come in with 3 horizontal gray stripes right above those, making sure those are even and they don't take up more than half of the nail bed. Last but not least, I come in with red and blue for the, I think they're buttons? I hope they're buttons. They look like buttons to me. I'm going to call them buttons. The red and blue buttons on the side of Vader's breastplate. Alright, next up is Chewbacca. We're going to come in with a super fine decorative nail art black and just do a stripe across the center for the strap for his crossbow. You got to make sure the strap is thick enough to put in decorative elements on top of it. I'm going to go with actual studs that stick up. You can just do gray squares if you like, or silver squares, whatever strikes your fancy, but make sure the line is nice and thick so you can actually add decoration on top of it. Looking real nice. Now while we're at it, with this same thin black brush paint, we're going to come in and do the middle of C-3PO's torso. I'm so sorry, I could not figure out where my camera should be put or how I was going to go about painting it. Essentially, this whole little clip right here is me drawing and then redrawing the black line across C-3PO's torso to make it nice and thick so we can fit some decorative elements on top of it. You can see it there. But yeah, I just come in again and again, making the line thicker and thicker every time, just so it looks like that gap between his upper and lower torso. Moving right along to one of my personal favorites, R2. I take the Essie Aruba blue. It's a nice sparkly dark blue. I'm going to come in with that thin paintbrush and do a nice line right across the middle. Nice thick line. And then underneath that, I'll do 2 to 3 more smaller lines depending on how long your nail is, centered right underneath the thicker line. The last step to using the blue for R2 is putting a little rectangle up in the top corner so you can put his little Oculus piece, a red dot, in later. Okay, now you get to witness the full breadth of my artistic talent. I will attempt to make a gray circle. Watch closely. Ta-da! The beginning of a Death Star. Yeah, looks real nice. Looks real nice. Now I'm going to put the studs on the Chewbacca nail. They're right there on the mat beside me. I just pick them up with my finger. Some people use tools like pencils or a little pickup tool. I find you have more control over their placement if you just use your finger and put them on there yourself. And then you can move them around. Make sure the paint underneath is dry and go over it with a clear coat and then place the studs so you can move them around without destroying everything that's underneath it. Alright, now the decorations for C-3PO. He has a circular bit that comes down in the middle of his torso that I attempted to duplicate here. Just a nice little dot on top of the black, which was really kind of difficult because the yellow was so clear and sheer on top of the black. But yes, I gave it my best effort. I then went in with some red and some blue and a little bit of green to make wires over the black on C-3PO's torso, just so he looks truly like a droid. While I was at it, I took a dot of red paint and put it right in the middle of the blue rectangle I made on R2-D2 nail, just so he can see now. So cute. So cute. Last step is to finish up the Death Star. One black stripe across the middle, and then I came in with that dot maker and to put a black dot right on top of it, and bingo, presto, Bob's your uncle, Death Star. And there you have it, Star Wars nails for the coolest of cool people. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye!